I'm still into crafting. I haven't quit crafting. Hello my friends, my name is Catalina and this is my craft channel where I haven't been that much active lately, although I did posted a few videos from my vacation. But when I say I haven't been active, I'm referring to the podcast Catalina's Knitting. That the last podcast, it was in March after coming back from Romania. And ever since I kept on filming, making small clips about my craft life, but I haven't had not the time and the energy to put them all together. Plus I promised you a few things that I didn't keep my promise in March when I made it. So I was kind of waiting to fulfill that promise and then to fulfill the next promise, which is today when I am having this podcast. So before I start talking anything about my craft life, please let me go and make a coffee, and I insert a nice clip, I don't know what I'm gonna put in the clip. At this moment I have no idea, but I let you watch that clip until I come back with my coffee. Hey, so I'm back with my coffee. Thank you so much for waiting for me. This is a cute mug that I got last year, and I'm still using it this year because I haven't been buying mugs anymore. I have enough mugs, and even if I want to buy more mugs, I have to get rid of the other mugs I have. And I don't feel like giving them away because each of them has a meaning to me. So I thought it's better not to buy anymore. Although maybe next year I will buy other mugs because you got used with this one. So as you noticed, I am here with my cat, with my faithful cat dog. She's protecting me here in the bedroom, where is my the place where I spend most of the time when crafting. Today is a perfect day for me to podcast because my family left me alone for a few hours and I can talk about things without being disturbed. And I'm gonna start by explaining to you why I haven't been around podcasting for such a long time. Last time I podcasted, it was in March when I was coming from Romania. Well, ever since I've been again in summer, like end of summer and beginning of fall, and I took very nice pictures from the places I visited. There was like short excursions, but I managed to make a few videos for you to watch, and I hope you enjoyed them. And if you didn't watch them, I hope you'll go back on my channel and watch them because they are very nice. I was afraid you're gonna start thinking I'm talking about my subscriber, that you're gonna start thinking that I turned into a travel channel, where it's not the case. I still have crafting, you know, I'm still into crafting. I haven't quit crafting, and from time to time I am finding myself doing something nice, but for the past few months I wasn't really there with my crafting mojo. But now that the end of the year is approaching, I mean really approaching, I started having that, you know, craft, especially knitting desire. So that's why I thought today is the perfect day for me to do a podcast. Because last time in March I promised you I'm gonna show you a finished object in person of the sweater I worked on. I only got to finish this sweater right before Christmas, and my husband has been wearing it ever since, because although we live down here in South Texas, it's been very cold for the Christmas time. It was really cold. There were minus degrees Celsius, probably minus 10 at times. It was really cold, but fortunately this year we still had the electricity on, so the house was nice and warm. So yeah, I finished that sweater and I gifted it to my husband for Christmas, and he really liked it. So now I have that finished object, like I fulfilled my promise to you, and I can present you a gift for my husband, which is this raglan. And I'm gonna try it on and show it to you, since you know it's really hard to make a man to you know, have garment fitting sessions. You know, it's really difficult when the needles are hanging in a sweater. It's not it's the last thing he wants, you know, to put a sweater to try it on. So this is the sweater, and it's a raglan, as I said. I'm quite satisfied with it, because I might be like, I think it's the third cardigan I'm working, but for this one, as for the first one, I didn't have any pattern, but somehow I managed to make it. So I worked from the bottom up, you know, up to here, and I worked the sleeves from the bottom up to here, and then I put them together and I started working on in the round the raglan decreases. And of course I looked on internet because I wanted this tiny little narrow band to show, and I looked and I found how to make this is going like there are 3 stitches, and always decreasing on this side. I have a stitch in the middle and decreases on the other side, and so in total I always go up with 3 stitches. And then I decreased at once these stitches in the middle. I can't remember how many there were, probably 30 stitches. And then I continued, went on around and continued decreasing until I got to this side of the raglan, and I stopped and I started working around, like back and forth, the neck part. So I didn't have the band, it was just around the neck, and I worked back and forth because I wanted to have it, you know, to dress the back of the neck. And yeah, this sweater is more fitted for me, because for my husband it's a little bit too short, but still he likes it. I mean, it's not short, but he likes them a little bit longer. So I'm gonna take this sweater off, I explained to you how I made it. I'm gonna tell you again what wool I used. I used the fisherman wool, and I respected the whatever they say on the. I still have another fisherman wool. I like to buy as many times as I can. Whenever they have a sale or a coupon, I'm buying one, which is used to be $12. I think they increased the price. I can't remember what price it has now, but it's called fisherman's wool. And I'm not gonna tell you the color for this because it's not the one that I used. I can't remember the color of that. I don't think I have one more skein. But anyway, I'm gonna look. It has 425 meters because there is a 227 gram skein, and it has 465 yards, and it's 100% wool, and I think it's made in India. What I thought is in Turkey. No, it's made in India. So yeah, and I worked with size 9 US, which is 5.5 millimeters. Yeah, and it worked very nice, and this wool still has some lanolin in it, and it's very nice. I think that sweater is not blocked yet, and when I'm gonna wash it and block it, I'm gonna stretch it a little bit down, so it will be narrower and longer, because my husband is slimmer than I am, and taller, of course. So anyway, so that was my finished object, and I'm really happy that I was able to show you that, because this was one of the reasons I didn't want to have another podcast, because I didn't fulfill that promise. What else I finished? I showed you like last time probably that I was working on Felici socks that I finished and I give them away. But so I don't have now to show it to you, and I'm not sure I have a video. I don't think I've made a video. What else? I finished a vest for a baby. Almost finished a vest for a baby, but I ended up not gifting it to the baby because someone told me that is too dark in color, and I'm not sure I have it around here. I'll look for it. I don't know if you see it. Dark. It's a dark brown, at least for me. It looks like a dark brown to me, but it's quite dark. And I made this little tiny little collar. I might have to do it and use different weight wool because this is too thin, and maybe I should work some increases here in a collar, or maybe after blocking will stay nice like this. And the bottom is like this. This look like little hearts, and I'm gonna do the same I did here around the arms. This is wool that I spun. This one here is wool that I spun, and it's kind of chunky because it's made with Romanian leftover wool. Is wool that they are usually the leftover wool, which are very short bits of wool. They use it to make comforters, is the filling for the comforters, but I spun that and it's kind of chunky, but I like it, and I'm gonna do the same around the arms. But this is how the little vest looks like. and I put it on the side when my friend told me it's too dark, and she's probably right. But I noticed in the past years that people tend to dress their children in darker colors these days. So what else? Last time I podcasted, I told you that I'm planning to make a sweater with this fisherman rib white, but I haven't done that because I realized, not only because I had to finish the sweater, but I realized that if I am gonna dress myself in white, I'm gonna look like a grizzly. So I didn't want to do that. However, my son purchased for me a very nice yarn from this company. Let's see who sent it to me. Someone sent it to me. From the webs. Yes. So he purchased, because I asked him to. He purchased 4 skeins of each. This color. I don't know if you see it. Can you see it? Very nice, very squishy and soft. And it's called, the yarn is called Tusa Kissed, and is made by Plymouth Yarn, and is of 60% alpaca, 30% linen, and 10% Tusa silk. Anyway, this was worked with US 5 needles. 100 grams has 357 yards. But I have these, and I have the color that I actually work with now is this one. The color is aqua mint, color 104 aqua mint, and it's the same composition like the one I showed you, and it's very squishy. And I want you to know that alpaca makes it really soft, and the linen makes it cool, and the silk gives it sturdiness, and it's very nice. It's a very nice combination. I really like it, and it's closer to the sweater from the book. The book is this one. I probably showed you the book in the previous podcast, and I'll show you the sweater that I'm working on. So I started with this one, which has a V neck, and I took the recipe for this one and developed it into this one. So the neck is from the one that I showed you before, and the body is from this one, and not necessarily the body, because the bodies are almost similar, but I use this lace. Where is the lace? Yeah, I like this lace on the side, you see? And so yeah, I have it in this bag. This is such like a bucket, and it's very soft here, so I can, use it like this. Of course I made it. And this is the yarn I used so far for all this work, 3 skeins. And this is the whole thing. You see the V-neck shaping is a little bit deep, but I'm gonna make a nice edge. We're just gonna close it a little bit around my neck. And this is the sleeve that I'm working on, and I have hard time because the cable is too short, so I cannot do the magic loop. But it's not short, the needles are too long, and I cannot use them, to work in around, even if the cable is short. So I either have to order a shorter cable, but I am more intended to see if Chiagus have shorter needles, you know, interchangeable, changeable needles, because I want to work this sleeve in the round. This is where the nice part on the bottom is with this lace, which is not perfect, but I don't care. It's gonna, I'm almost finished with it. I want to make a picot finish on the bottom, or other finish. I'm not yet decided. But anyway, this is really soft and it's cool. It's not too hot. I hope I'm gonna be able to wear it. I intended to finish it by Christmas, but it didn't happen because my knitting mojo, this is what I have left from the third skein, and I have one more skein, so I think I have enough for the sleeves. I'm gonna divide that skein in two, and yeah, well, I forgot to do this with this one, then haven't I? But it's not too late. I'm gonna divide this in two and then divide the other one in two, and I'm go as long as this yarn is allowing me. Anyway, so these are, I showed you a finished object and an work in progress. And coincidentally, last night my knitting mojo came back, and therefore my podcasting mojo is back now. I made a cappuccino with some whipped cream. Let me take my glass off. Anyway, so last night I spent my evening designing a cardigan vest. I think it's gonna be called Țărăncuța, which means the country girl in Romanian language. So I'm using for this, and this is where I'm very nervous because might not be enough. I have two skeins. Probably the back's gonna take one skein, I hope, and the front one skein, but I'm sure I'm gonna be wrong about it. But I would search on internet and see if I can find this brand. I got this from the store called Thursday Morning, and I got everything they had in store, which was just 3 skeins of yarn, this yarn. So it's 100% all natural undyed wool by Fibra Natura. And now I don't know where Fibra Natura is. The color is Shepherd's Own El Beige. Made in, guess what? This is made in Turkey. What I thought is in Australia. This undyed all natural wool is hand sheared from herds of the Catalina, Zaragoza, Castilla regions, which are known for their exceptional quality. But yet they are processed in Turkey. So is the wool, that's why it's so soft, because the wool in Eastern Europe is a lot toothy. But this one is soft, like more like a merino wool, and it asks for US 7 through 9 needles, which I'm using 9 right now. So, and 100 grams, it has 252 yards. So I only have around 700 yards. But since I'm not making any sleeves, and since I know that for a sweater, for a cardigan, you might need 1200 yards, I quite hope that half, because the sleeves take a lot of yarn. But what I'm planning, I have here, I started a sample, but I was too excited to start working on. And this is a sample. This is like a diamond shape, but it's just purling and knitting. I'm gonna work as much as I can on this one because I started the back. So I'm going back and forth for each piece, for the back and the two front panels. I'm working back and forth. I could, however, work circular, but since I don't want to sew them on the sides, and I want a nice end, and I don't want to take forever. Plus I'll have a little control on what to do with the yarn in case I don't have enough. So I'm gonna work the back up to the armpit decrease, and then in case it's not enough, I can switch to different wool. Because it's a countryside girl, so a countryside girl can look countryside, right? You know, from leftover stuff. So yeah, in case this comes out good, there'll be a pattern. You know, I wrote it down on this. I made all the calculations. So I have here the diagram, and here I have the explanations for the diagram, and then I made all the calculations possible. I had two versions with different stitch count. I hope it's gonna come out right. Last time I told you, I think, that I was working on a Felici yarn socks, which I finished and I gave them away. And now I am working on socks with the yarn that I made a little girl cardigan for Easter, or no, it wasn't for Easter. And now I'm making the socks with the same yarn, which is a yarn for socks, and look how beautiful they come out. So, but I only have one sock and I have enough left over, and this is, I'm using a sock to keep this together because it tends to unravel, and this is my sock holder. As for the what else has been new in my knitting life is that I purchased yarn winder, ball winder, and an umbrella to hold the skeins, and it's just amazing. I finally caked all the yarn that I made. So here it is, whatever I spun with the machine. I still have others, but I think last time I showed you this wool. So this is the wool that I spun, and it looked like this. I didn't finish, as you see. I still have left like 100 grams of wool, or maybe less. And this is how I cake them with my new ball winder. I have this one, and I think I have one more, but I don't know where it lays around this house. It's even squishier and looks more beautiful. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this wool, But anyway, I was told you that from his vacation, my son brought me a present from my sister-in-law, and she went, all over the place to look for yarn to buy me and sent to me, and she was so generous. Look at all this yarn she sent to me. This is a bag full of yarn, and I'll tell you what brand of yarn is this. So this yarn is 100% wool, as it's called Schachenmeier, and it's written like this. Schachenmeier, a company that's been established in 1822. So there are 50 grams skeins, and it says it's made in Romania for this company. It's 100% virgin wool, and I have this color, the same company, made in Romania, which is, I'm really happy, made in Romania, but I'm not sure if the wool is from Romania. It doesn't say. 125 meters for 50 grams. And I also have this green. So she bought everything she found in the store in this from this company, and she said that there was nothing else in the store. So the color number is 171. It's very beautiful green. It looks darker than the camera shows. I have plenty to make a nice stripy sweater or cardigan sometime in the future. So here I am, my friends, at the end of this podcast. My family is back, but anyway, I have no other things knitting related to show you or to speak about. And I want to thank all of my subscribers who are still watching this video up to this moment. And I want to thank all the visitors of this channel. I wish you would support my channel by subscribing to it and raising a thumb up in appreciation of the minutes and hours I spend to bring to you this content. This will just help my channel be propelled on a YouTube recommended channels path. And yeah, all this being said, I wish you to have a happy new year, and 2023, I hope it will come with good health for you and joy, and whatever you're doing and you're crafting or books you're reading, bring you joy this year, because we are done with being sad or being worried. God is in control, so let Him control our life and make it better. Bye!